Hey, everybody. Welcome to the I Told You Show. This is a Trump-Zelinsky special. So, we have a little bit different in the studio tonight. Chrissy is actually doing the soundboard. I'm playing guest out on the other side, and Will is playing guest as well. How you doing, Will?
Doing great.
Doing great.
It's
and you got the shade. Oh, I don't have my shades.
It's the
on.
glasses.
What am I
It's the glasses.
thinking? What am I thinking? All right, I'll wear the. Yeah, I'm on this side. I can't wear the gold ones.
You can't wear the gold ones, man.
I can't wear them because
You won't see the stuff.
I'll be blind trying to figure out everything and if I'm hosting properly.
Dog.
So, Alan,
So yeah,
what the hell is going on?
I think it's amazing. It's awesome. It's fantastic. And if the people that are listening have a different opinion, they can keep it to themselves. But this whole Zelinsky Trump thing that happened the other day, where Trump, I mean, first of all, it was total disrespect. The guy comes in a sweatshirt and jeans.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it had the Ukraine little thing on his chest, but that doesn't count. I mean, you go to the highest office in the United States as a guest, and you dress like you go into the gym. That doesn't work for me. But on top of that, so I don't blame Trump for throwing him out. But on top of that, we really have to look at the dynamics of the whole thing, because
It's like he wanted to start a fight.
Trump's trying to give him an out and give him support in a non-wartime kind of way.
He wanted to do a peace talk.
A peace talk. Well, the greatest way, which Trump was offering, and most of the people don't get it because most people walk around with their finger in their nose. But what they don't get is that if we made a deal with Ukraine for mineral rights, we would put United States citizens over there to help mine or whatever the deal would be. And if Russia then attacked and killed U.S. private citizens,
it would be on.
Yeah, so that's the security. Russia knows they're not going to attack and kill private U.S. citizens. Military is a different story. We put military over there, it's military against military.
And he didn't even want to give him the time of day.
Opposite sides, right?
Exactly.
We're on opposite sides of the Syrian war, and that never happened. We
Yeah.
never killed a Russian
Exactly.
personnel. We never killed them. They never killed us.
And
Right.
he never wanted to give him the time of day yesterday.
Right.
Like he didn't even
Right.
want to talk about the minerals. It was kind of self-serving. It was all about, what can you still do for me? Like, I don't think he realizes Trump is not the Nancy Pelosi, we're going to give you a hug, and the
No.
Joe Biden, whatever you want, honey, we'll give it to you.
Right.
Totally new. We actually have standards.
Well,
You're not going to.
Biden was bought. I mean, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
But
Ukraine bought him.
And he really thought it was a case of classic negotiations. With Zelinsky goes in, he says, "Hey, I have the minerals that you actually need," or something like that. But Trump's like,
Yeah,
well,
but
I don't. I can get it elsewhere,
and your country's getting blown up, so
Yes, get
let's
so you
let's
really
make a
need me.
deal.
Right, you
Exactly.
actually need,
Yeah, let's make a deal. But the thing is, this is where we're going to cause some controversy.
Oh.
So
Here we go.
here we go.
Been waiting for it.
All right, so I started to tell you guys before we went on the air, and then I decided no, I'm going to talk about this as soon as we're recording. So you guys haven't heard this before, and you probably have never heard it before. But
Oh shit! I'm going to brace myself.
after World War II, in 1949, NATO was formed.
Yep.
Okay, when NATO was formed, there were a bunch. They're not treaties, but there was a bunch of political agreements from 1949 on concerning Ukraine that the U.S., the U.K., Russia, and Ukraine entered into.
After it broke up from the what do you call it? After these what do you call it? Gosh, the Soviet Union. I remember that. Fast forward, when they broke up, they kind of wanted them to join the United Nations.
Right.
Remember that?
Well,
Okay.
but 49's long before that.
Yeah.
But what happened? There were agreements that Ukraine would never be part of NATO.
Oh wow.
But they were verbal political agreements. There was never a treaty written per se.
Okay.
But there were a lot of agreements. So over and over, these agreements were reinstituted, I'll call it,
Okay.
where we agreed, UK agreed, Europe agreed, everybody agreed Ukraine would not be part of NATO. Then Biden gets in office, and his amazing vice president.
You said something. You're being nice.
Yeah, I'm not going to say her name, but anyway, she invited Ukraine into NATO. If you remember that, a
Yep.
couple of years ago, and right after that, boom.
Yep.
If Putin says we've had all these agreements that you would not be part of NATO, so if you're going to be part of NATO, I'm going to take you before you do, and boom, a war starts. So, whose fault is it? Is it Russia's fault for attacking? Is it now? Russia did try to take Crimea.
Crimea. They
Or-
took Crimea.
Took Crimea,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
You know, but that was also
Freshwater
when
port.
under Zelinsky's rule.
Right.
His thing when he started was that when he was elected in is that it's going to be all freedom, and that if you're a Russian, like I think it was Kiev actually,
Yeah.
that if you voted to go back and be annexed back into Russia, you can do it.
Right.
And he made all these promises.
Right.
And then he got voted in, and then he started killing all the Russians that lived in Crimea because, Kiev, because he wasn't going to allow them to go back to Russia. So he's killing all these Russians, and Putin's sitting back, and I'm not in any way, shape, or form a Putin
No.
supporter, but what is. And so he's killing all these Russians.
But Trump doesn't want to get
Putin-
involved because he doesn't want to start a World War III either. He said that
It's
yesterday.
an agreement. It's an agreement.
Yeah.
If we start breaking all of our agreements, treaty or not, if we start breaking all of our agreements, who is going to trust us in the future? People already don't trust us
Right.
that well, so
Well,
why
and-
make it worse? So when he came out and said he doesn't want this war, and he's talking and negotiating with Putin, and everybody's saying, oh, he's a traitor, and you see, it's proof that he was.
No, it's because you have to start there.
It's because people are idiots,
Yeah.
and they don't know the full story.
Right.
Yeah.
The full story is we agreed this wouldn't happen,
Right.
then we changed the agreement, and we broke the agreements.
See, Ukraine. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
No,
Go
go
ahead.
The Ukraine is part of the United Nations as of
Of United Nations, yeah,
United
not
Nations.
NATO.
Yeah, not NATO, but United Nations. But let's say, what about Belarus? Is Belarus part of the United Nations? Because that's still part of the former Soviet Union. If are they just playing nice?
Well,
They're being
first off-
Switzerland right now.
First off, I wouldn't care if the
Yeah,
United
well.
Nations went away, but
Right.
communist-run piece of crap to start
Right,
with.
right,
But
right.
and
Nope.
you know it's illegal too, by the way. If you want a little bit more conspiracy theory, the United Nations is a country into itself without borders
Right.
that is seated in New York.
Okay. Oh.
But you have to have a passport to get in and out of United Nations. It's become its own country, which is illegal under U.S. Constitution and stuff. We take property in. We don't give it out.
That's true.
We don't let another country be in our country. And under the United Nations, we've done that. But I
Well,
think the
I
United
just-
Nations should go away.
I think the worst thing about yesterday was, first of all, he totally used our media to get his little, make people feel bad
yeah.
for him.
Oh, yeah.
And it was sickening. It was sickening, but he's an actor. He was an actor
He
before was
intended to play
he
Trump,
knew how
and
to
he
do-
got played.
and that's the mess around and find out. It's
Right.
not. I mean, Trump will stand up for Americans, and now it's like $60 billion that's on the table being proposed to help them when he's already helped them with we helped them with.
Well, they don't even know where 40% of the money is that we
Well,
gave them.
and they're saying here $113 billion to assist Ukraine since this started back in 2022. I think it was like 2022, 2023. $47 billion to military aid, $27 billion for economic support, $10 billion for humanitarian aid, $29 billion that's unexplained.
Yeah, $29 billion that,
And now they have $60 million on the table that if you're wanting his help and you just trade your deal for minerals and all that, it's almost like he came in there saying, no, you're going to back me. We're going to go after Putin and we're going to take him out. And Trump's like, we are.
right.
We ain't getting no
No.
World War III over your ass.
No.
They do have nuclear weapons in Russia, and I really am just wondering why doesn't Putin just send in the GRU unit and off Zelinsky? I mean,
Well,
they're trained.
yeah.
They're
Where-
KGB.
I do not support Putin.
No,
But
no,
I
no,
honestly
don't either. No,
believe
no.
that Putin is trying to avoid
Yeah.
all of this.
Yeah. But where the
but
hell do
we
they get off?
stoked the fire.
Where the hell do they get off thinking we have to save them and be involved with this shit?
Well, first off, NATO with the European countries, they're all broke, going out of business, and they don't have armies. There's only one country really that can help them.
So they have to be friends with us, right?
They have to be friends. Yeah, we're the only country that
Everybody
can help
does.
them.
We're-
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, but it's time we change that.
Yeah.
You know what?
Well, and then Trump's going to be the one to do it. And then I hope to God, J.D. Vance. He was so good yesterday. He's so good with debates. He's so off the cuff and professional. He gets his point across, and he's going to be groomed to be the next Trump. I hope everybody's ready because he's going to be part 2. He's going to be
That's
running.
fine with me.
And how poised he was yesterday and how he handled it. They all know you have to change the tides. Like, this is going to be, if Republicans keep on it, like, they're going to groom him like Trump.
Mm-hmm.
So they do take us first, you know?
Groom him like Trump, but a little more refined.
Yeah.
You know,
More
I like,
refined.
don't get me wrong, I love Trump.
Yeah, no, yeah,
But every once in a while, you'd wish he'd keep his mouth shut.
Yeah, a little,
you know,
it's a little rough around the
and
edges.
Yeah,
and
but
whereas
I
Vance
honestly
doesn't
think
have that.
yesterday he handled himself
Well,
considerably well,
he did.
considering
He did, but
that guy just wanted to come in and
Vance-
fight.
But Vance is the one that brought it up, saying that Zelinsky was.
You need to say thank you.
that he was being disrespectful.
He was.
Right.
In
You
his
don't
dress
show up
and
to the
his
White
manner.
House in a friggin' black T-shirt like you're going to friggin'
Well, he can
the
turn-
movies.
he can
Going to
turn
the
around and
gym.
say that his country's at war, and so he should have showed up in a military style uniform.
That would have been.
That would have
he's
been
the
better.
Commander of his country.
Yeah,
right?
that would have
Yeah.
been more
He would-
professional
that
looking
would've-
than what he came in to the White House looking like he was going out to just like a movie.
Oh,
Well, I guarantee you, in the next few days, he'll be back.
Oh, yeah, of course. he will
Because
be.
without the cashola, he's done.
That's right.
No, I love how he says that all of these other countries are going to back him up and that Trump screwed up and all this stuff.
Well,
and you got these stupid.
They can all back him up, but they don't have
No, but
weapons
that's
or
what I'm
money.
saying. But the other thing is,
No.
I'd like to know who they are and why the hell they haven't been helping you this entire time.
Well, it's Germany, France, and Italy to start with.
yeah, where the frig have you
But-
been this
but-
whole time?
Well, they don't have any money, and they don't have a military.
then they need to sit this one out and shut up.
Yeah, but they hate Trump because
Everybody
Trump,
does, and who cares?
I know,
They're stuck with them for 4 years.
Yeah, but they're still going to fight against him because he is a threat to their power, and politicians at that level, it's all about the power and all about doing anything they can to retain the power.
Even what do you call this? North Korea's on Putin's side. So
Yeah, well, you got
have
North
troops-
Korea, you got
people that are
China,
fighting, and
you
from
got
North
China,
Korea.
North Korea, and
Well, China too,
and
yeah.
Russia. So here's the deal: we get into a giant war with Russia. China's going to go and take Taiwan back.
That's right.
And
we're
then
gonna have
and we've said we're going to support. So
Yeah,
then
so
we
we have
got
to fight
troops there and troops here, and North Korea attacks South Korea. We can't fight every front,
Yep.
especially with the military that Biden's administration gave us.
The
that
thing
don't
that
even
pissed me
know
off yesterday, though, is
how to put their thong on.
he had the chance on Fox News with Brett Baer last night to say he was sorry. And it was like almost narcissistic, cry me, poor me, feel bad for me. We've been helping you out for years. And I'm not discrediting everything that's happened because it's been awful. All of the people that have died
On
over
both
there. And
sides.
on both sides. It's been completely horrific. The women, the children, all the lives lost. But when's enough? And now you have different powers that are trying to help you. And instead of embracing the help, you want to come in there and throw it around like we owe you something.
Yeah.
And that you're a horrible person because you're not going to throw $16 billion my way with no, reasoning behind it. Why? And God forbid you ask me why.
Find the missing money. That's a good start. Then
Yeah.
you can have that money.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if they find that missing money.
And they're never going to find it because it's in somebody's bank account, hiding away, waiting for this whole thing to end.
on with the 365-year-old person.
Yeah.
Like
The liberals and the left is giving me so much content right now. They're just going nuts. And I'm thinking, y'all got 4 more years of this. And then if J.D. Vance gets, that's 8 years.
Well, the thing of it is that, in all honesty, it all needs to end.
Yeah.
The war needs to end. Everything needs to end. We need to get to
Agreed.
peace.
It does.
It's not even
I
our
thought
fight.
technically it's kind of fizzled out now.
No, it's still a
No.
fight.
They're
It's
kind of
still a fight,
downplaying it.
yeah.
Well, like it's
Well,
not nothing.
yeah,
It was
still.
like,
They're on standby.
yeah.
It's a chess game, and everybody's waiting to see the next move.
Yeah.
That's
want-
what it is.
I want to know what Putin's thinking right now after watching Trump throw his ass at the White House.
Oh, he's smiling, but he's smiling for the wrong reason because it looks like Trump's all now has
No,
but
he doesn't want to get involved in a third
Exactly.
world war.
He
It's
do-
not because he's a fan of. He has to get along with them and be diplomatic and be Switzerland
and
try to peacekeep.
When I ran for mayor here in Palm Coast,
Oh, God.
because I lost my mind.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been there.
Yeah. Well, when I ran for mayor, I was open and willing to speak to all the developers and all this stuff. And I got so many people accused, oh, you're talking to them. Well, yeah, I'm talking to them. I can't negotiate and make things right with anybody if I can't sit down at the table and talk with them. But people don't understand that. They put their emotions
Yeah.
into it, and this is not emotional situations. This is a factual, in this case, life or death situation. And it's
Yeah.
time for it to end.
It was just so unprecedented to see that. Like, when have you ever seen an actual president stand up for us, the people that voted him in, the people that said we're spending money frivolously, we're getting involved in shit we shouldn't be involved in, and to actually see that transpire on national TV, it was insane. Like, even I kept watching it back. I'm like, did this really just happen? Like, did we just really witness this?
Yeah.
And you go
Yeah.
back, you'll never see anything like that. I don't think any president's ever.
I don't think in the past that's ever happened, but I don't think in the past anybody's been dumb enough to show up in a sweatshirt and jeans,
And then act like that.
and act like that.
But
yeah.
he's an actor.
When you're acting,
He was an
when
actor.
when you're asking for
like some
something.
Netflix series over there or
years,
something like that. Yeah. So he's good at knowing how to finagle, everything.
Well, Reagan was an actor too, so and Reagan was a great
yeah,
president.
ain't nothing
so,
like Trump though.
so- no. I mean, he was an
we're talking
actor.
about- yeah, he was
Yeah.
an actor.
He was an actor, but he was smart.
he was very smart.
He
as
was smart.
compared-
He didn't
yeah.
try to play the actor role.
No, if you were to look at him speak or something, you would think, okay, the guy can speak very well, but you wouldn't think he was an actor though. Yeah,
Right.
that's separate. He was a politician, and then you say, oh wow, he's an actor too.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That
And
was-
I think at times he used his acting abilities
Yep.
to, let's face it, manipulate and control situations, but
course.
that's the name of the game.
Well, before we've cut the show off, I want to know about what you think about them not giving Pam Bondi the damn files. New York. It's like I'm almost thinking they're gone.
Yeah,
I'm almost thinking they're gone.
they don't want the truth to come out. That's
Yeah, oh, I know.
Yeah.
Because, but can they refuse to do that? I mean, she's the attorney general.
Now, they can refuse.
This is gonna go through courts.
It'll go through the courts and all the battles and stuff
Subpoenas.
and cost untold amounts of money.
She
to
like
get things
showed
done.
up there, or Cash Patel did, and he's like, I want him. And they're like, yeah, no.
Hey, Trump's putting his
Who are they covering up
files
for?
back in Mar-a-Lago.
I know. Did you see that? He's pulling the boxes
Yeah.
that they took out of him during the raid and putting them back and putting them on the news. Look at where I'm at and watch this.
Yeah.
It is so good to see he's getting his dues back when he was so messed up and they treated him like complete crap.
Right.
And
Well, he said he's going to put them on in the Trump library because every president gets a library, right? He's
How
going to put
funny
them
is
on
this?
display in the Trump library so the public can see what it was all about.
so now did he go back and make all of those files where I forgot what the name of it is, but you can make all those files where no one can else touch them but you now? The ones that were in Biden's garage, like by the car that
yeah,
he.
well, Biden should have never
he
had them.
shouldn't have had those either, but
Biden didn't have the ability to do it. He was never
No.
president. He couldn't declassify. Only president could.
Yeah, president can declassify and have to go through the process.
Right,
of-
but only the president, vice president can't do
No,
that.
no,
And he had these top secret documents
Yeah.
as vice president.
yeah,
So
no, there's no way. And that's
But it'll be fun to watch Trump declassify all these boxes, and then they can't do shit anymore. Like he got smarter this
yeah,
term. Like
once
he's
yes, I hate to say it. I'm
He got a
glad
lot
that I'm
smarter.
glad that he had a 4-year.
Yep.
Not
we've said that a couple times.
right.
He
yeah,
came back and he's
learned
running
a lot,
it. Yeah.
a lot. He didn't learn
Yeah,
to
he's-
shut his mouth too much, but he learned a lot.
because those files, when it comes to certain files with the government, you can't just openly share with any other agency. Or let's say,
Right.
I can't say the total structure, but let's say if someone from a different agency that was not under the same umbrella comes by and asks you for a file, you can't give that person that file.
Right.
And it's under, of course, government clearance, everything like that. But you still cannot give that person without them filling out the proper paperwork, and it takes
Right.
about a month or so.
Having the what do they go? Chain of custody.
Of course, chain of custody.
So you think Pam Bondi's gonna be waiting a while for those
I don't think too
files, or do you think they're gone? I really think they're gone.
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out. Anyway, this was a great show.
It was an excellent show.
It was great.
But we always have fun, don't we?
We do. We do.
All right, everybody. Everybody, I appreciate you listening in. I hope you learned something today. I hope we ruffled your feathers so you can go and tell your friends to watch this show because you can't believe how awful we are, which is more views for us, so thank you. And until next time.
Have a
We'll
great
see you
day,
later.
guys.
All right, bye.